Rassie Erasmus and the Springboks have quite a few selection headaches ahead of the second test against the All Blacks here in Cape Town. Now, we've just got back from Joburg and Ellis Park, and that place was absolutely humming. One of the best test matches I've ever watched live, but it has come at a cost for the Springboks. Siya Kolisi has fractured or broken his cheekbone and is in doubt for the test match on Saturday. Kurt Lineout has been concussed. And Rassie Erasmus is going to have to deal with these selection headaches. We've got 5 selection headaches that he's going to have to deal with for this test match in Cape Town, which is why he's pushed the team announcement back from Tuesday to Thursday, which kind of shows the severity of the situation, because the last time he did this, I think, was against France in the quarterfinals of the Rugby World Cup. So it's not something he often does, but I think they're doing it just to make sure that they get the combinations right, just so that they make sure that the team is ready to face a hungry All Blacks in the second test. If you haven't, please hit that subscribe button. Still about 82% of you that watch this channel on a regular basis are not subscribed. As you know, we're trying to interview Siya Kolisi and Rassie Erasmus, and we've been making some very, very good headway with that. But we need your guys' support, so hit that subscribe button, leave your opinions down below, leave this video a like, and let's get into Rassie Erasmus's selection headaches. So the first selection headache is the injury concerns. Siya Kolisi and Kurt Lineout. Now, Siya Kolisi fractured or broke his cheekbone when Sam Cane tackled him, head-on-head contact, and that wasn't picked up or penalized. That is a conversation for another day. Now we have to deal with Siya Kolisi being injured. The other one is Kurt Lineout, who picked up a concussion, and as you know, Kurt Lineout has been in great form. So these are two very, very impactful big players that Rassie Erasmus and the coaching staff are going to have to replace in the second test. Now, for Siya, I think there's a couple of replacements. You've got Kwagga Smith and Marco van Staden, who are probably the most obvious replacements for Siya Kolisi. We have seen Marco van Staden come off the bench and replace Siya Kolisi in a previous test match. Kwagga Smith can play 8, 6, or 7, so he could also slot into there and play that number 6 jersey. I just really think that Kwagga Smith is so impactful off of that bench. He's such an impact player. He can really turn the game around for us. And as we saw on Saturday at Ellis Park, that bomb squad turned the game around for the Springboks. So for me, I don't think I would start Kwagga Smith in the number 6 jersey if Siya Kolisi isn't playing. I would probably lean more to Marco van Staden, but Ulrich Loh could also slot in there, providing a little bit of an extra carrying option and another option in the lineouts, which is going to be another headache that we're going to deal with, is the lineout that performed not terribly against the All Blacks, to put it simply. So those are the possible guys for Siya Kolisi: Kwagga Smith, Marco van Staden, Ulrich Loh. I think we might see Ulrich Loh put on that 6 jersey, Marco van Staden on the bench, and then obviously, Ulrich Loh can move around the scrum. Marco van Staden can also move around the scrum. So it is going to be interesting to see who Rassie selects for that position. The next one is Kurt Lineout. Now, I do think this is a little bit of an easier decision. We have maybe more out-and-out wing replacements than that of a number 6 for Siya Kolisi, and the whole dynamics in that loose trio, as well as the bomb squad. The first option is obviously Canan Moodie, who's recovered from an injury and could definitely slot into that 14 position. You've also got Makazole Mapimpi, who had a great test match against Australia, and he's still showing that he has got what it takes to perform for the Springboks. But there are a couple of other options like Jesse Kriel or Lukhanyo. You could have something like Lukhanyo playing 13, Jesse Kriel 14, Colby on the other wing, or you could have Canan Moodie playing 13, Lukhanyo playing 14, Moodie playing 14, Lukhanyo playing 13, Makazole Mapimpi slotting in on the week with Jesse Kriel or Lukhanyo in that number 13 jersey. So there is quite a lot of versatile options in the backline to replace Kurt Lineout. It just depends what Rassie Erasmus and the Springboks are looking for and what exactly the game plan is going to be going forward. Because as we saw, the Springboks got beaten a lot outside in the test match at Ellis Park. So sort of fine-tuning those outer channels, the defensive part of the outer channels is going to be vital to beating the All Blacks at Cape Town. Let me know who you guys would select in the number 6 jersey and the replacement for Kurt Lineout, whether it's Makazole Mapimpi, Canan Moodie, or maybe more of a versatile option of Jesse Kriel or Lukhanyo. The next selection headache for Rassie Erasmus is going to be the captaincy, because if Siya Kolisi is out, then we don't have a captain, right? So we have seen Salman Murat captain the Springboks against Australia and against Portugal, but I'm just not sure if he's going to be selected in the squad. Maybe he'll come off the bench to sort of boost that lock position, but I do think the likes of Peter Steph du Toit, Eben Etzebeth, and Rowan Nokia did a very, very good job in that lock position. So I do think it is going to be difficult to bring Salman Murat in for that. And is he ready to captain the Springboks against the All Blacks is the question. A couple of other sort of favorites for the captaincy option is obviously Pieter-Steph du Toit, who is an absolute workhorse. We saw him win man of the match against All Blacks. I think he made 26 tackles or something. He played 4, 5, and 7. He was absolutely exhausted after the game, but he's definitely someone that leads by example. So Pieter-Steph could do it. Eben Etzebeth could obviously do it. He has captained the Springboks before. He is that enforcer on the pitch, and he will definitely start against the All Blacks in the second test. We saw him come off the bench in that first test. Then you can also have someone like a Bongi Mbonambe, who has captained before. I just don't think Bongi will captain, just because I think they like to do the 40 minutes of Bongi and then Malcolm Mark. So I don't think Bongi will captain. And then you could go into the back line and maybe pick someone like a Handré Pollard, which would then probably mean that Handré Pollard would have to start against the All Blacks. And then you got to drop Sasha. Does Manie Lebok play at Greenpoint Stadium, which is his home stadium? So there's a lot to consider. Or do you captain Sasha in that number 10 jersey if he's going to start? He seems very composed, and it could be a good learning opportunity for him. But on the other hand, do they want to put more pressure on him? So there's a couple of options for that captaincy. I would probably go with Eben just for this once-off test, because you know he's going to be on the field. Pieter-Steph du Toit, I think just let him keep doing what he's doing, because he's doing a phenomenal job. But as always, let me know down in the comments who you would pick for the captaincy option. The next selection headache for Rassie is definitely going to be the changes in the playmaker roles. Now, at Ellis Park, we saw Sasha and Apelele Fassi do a phenomenal job in that number 10 and 15 jersey. Yes, they made a couple of mistakes. Yes, Apelele Fassi picked up a yellow card. Yes, Sasha missed a couple of kicks. But that's exactly what Rassie said going into that game. These guys are going to make some mistakes. They are young. They are inexperienced. But if we can back them and they can keep doing what they're doing, performing at the level they're performing, we're going to continue to back them. You do also have Handré Pollard and Manie Lebok, who could provide some experience. Again, Cape Town is Manie's home stadium, and he still is in the squad. Handré Pollard has been shifting between that 10 and 12 position. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Handré or Manie start this second test in Cape Town. Obviously, Sasha is in good form at the moment, and I think they'll want to keep building his confidence. But again, Rassie Erasmus is trying to build a squad, right? So if you just keep giving Sasha opportunities, then someone like Manie Lebok won't have that experience gained and that match fitness. So I would not be surprised to see Manie start. And then in the number 15 jersey, do you go for Willie Leroux or Apelele Fassi? Obviously, Fassi had a phenomenal game. He proved that he is up to the standard of a Springbok level. Obviously, when Damian Willemse comes back, there might be a little bit of a different story, but it is good to have this competition in that 15 jersey. Willie Leroux also offers a lot of playmaking options. He's very good at managing the game, organizing the backline. And although Apelele Fassi had a great game on defense, I do think Willie Leroux almost organizes the defense quite well. So it's going to be interesting to see who Rassie picks in those playmaker roles. Don't be surprised if he picks Manie Lebok in that number 10 jersey and Willie Leroux in the 15 jersey, because he is building a squad. He is trying to give guys chances. Obviously, Willie Leroux is coming up on 100 caps, so he is going to reach that milestone. It just depends in which games. Let me know who you think should be playing in those playmaker roles. And in that same vein of sort of building the squad out, giving guys opportunities, Rassie Erasmus did recall 4 players ahead of the New Zealand tests, right? Kanan Moody, Stephen Kitsoff, Jaden Hendricks, and Jasper Visser. Now, Jasper Visser is the only one who played on Saturday at Ellis Park. Stephen Kitsoff played in the Currie Cup. Jaden Hendricks and Kanan Moody are obviously also options. So, again, on building that squad, don't be surprised if Rassie Erasmus selects these guys to sort of give them some game time, give them some match fitness. Jaden Hendricks could be playing scrum off. Kanan Moody could be on the wing. He could be playing 13. Stephen Kitsoff, we know how good he is in that prop position, and he's going to bolster that forward pack against a very, very good All Blacks scrum and All Blacks lineout. So maybe Rassie Erasmus is going to move back to sort of Stephen Kitsoff, even if he comes off of the bench. I wouldn't be surprised to see him give Jaden Hendricks a start. We know that he loves to throw guys into the deep end. I mean, look what he's been doing with Sasha. But then again, you got Grant Williams, who is due for a start. He keeps coming off the bench as this impact player. So there's there's a lot of decisions to be made around these returning players. Jasper Visser obviously got a chance, but then Ulrich Loh came on and impacted the game phenomenally well. So there's a lot of competition in the ranks at the moment, but that is a good thing for the Springboks. Let me know again who you would bring in from these returning players, if any. And then the final selection headache is sorting out the lineout woes of that first test. Now, Malcolm Mark's throwing wasn't the best into the lineouts. The lineouts didn't seem to be operating that well until Ruan Nokia kind of took control of the lineout, and then it started operating like you would expect a Springbok lineout to operate. So it just plays into that lock department. Does Rassie pair Eben Etzebeth up with Ruan Nokia and Peter Steff on the side of the scrum, or does he pair Eben Etzebeth up with Peter Steff in the lock position, then play someone like a Ben Jason Dixon, who also got taken off quite early in that game? So there's a lot of options in those lineout woes. Do they bring in someone like Nicholas Janssen van Rensburg, who is known for his set piece skills at Montpellier? If we get the lineout sorted, if we get our scrums operating how we normally do against oppositions, if we can get that forward, get that go forward ball in the scrums, get the penalties, even though the All Black scrum is so good, I think we could put in a lot better of a performance against New Zealand this week. So those are all the headaches that Rassie Erasmus has to deal with, and there's no surprise that he has moved the team announcement from Tuesday to Thursday. Let me know what you guys think on these headaches. If you haven't, please mur that subscribe button, leave this video a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Peace.